Hello friends, Adam here with FED. So today we're going to talk about why your favorite unit isn't very good in Fire Emblem Engage. Yeah, for the most part, pretty much every unit in the game is kind of not good, or at the very best, okay. There are very few units that actually stand out without any outside factors. I'll name them really quick, those being like Kagetsu, Pandreo, and Marin all have insane base stats. Panette has a stupid high base strength. Chloe comes with a very useful base class that doesn't require one of your early game seals. And Saline probably has the best unique class of all the royals, barring maybe Ivy and potentially Hortensia. Yeah, I might throw those two in here as well as just like awesome because they have great utility with flying and magic, and of course Hortensia has the extra staff range. So we'll say like those units are ones that all stand out without any help, right? So with that being said, those ones being the ones I've picked out, why would every other character be considered bad, right? Well, characters only have two really unique things about them for the most part. Stats and a personal skill. And the personal skill is almost always incredibly underwhelming, right? I mean, there's a few that really shine and are like actually kind of good. You know, like Alir's, of course, is really good. And there's only a few that are like truly bad. I would say like Bunei's is probably one of the few that's actually just garbage. Like you could put that on anyone, it would not be good. But that doesn't really so why those few unique factors make it so every unit is basically the same. Basically the same. The stat differences don't matter a whole ton when you put every other thing that like you can do to make a unit good or affect their stats or their abilities into account. So why do people, or why do you, the player, think that one unit is better than another to such like an extreme degree in a lot of cases? And the answer is really just personal experience. Through your playthrough, you know, what ring did you put on what character? Which character got stat boosters? What skills did you buy with SP and equip? What reclassing did you do, and who got available experience? These factors, these things that every unit has access to, are what shape many people's opinions of their favorite characters. On my first playthrough, I gave Lapis Lyn. Again, this first playthrough, it's on Maddening, I don't know anything about the game. I gave Lapis the Lyn Emblem ring, and I was like, oh my gosh, why do people think Lapis is bad? I don't get it. She popped off. Well, come to find out that anyone you give the Lyn ring to pops off a little bit. The Lyn ring is just really powerful. So that is like my first example, right? Lapis is a unit that I know that some other YouTubers made some tier lists and stuff, and Lapis was almost always toward the bottom, when I felt it was more like, she should probably be like mid-tier at the worst. But then there's other units that people absolutely adore that I didn't really care for, like Panette. On my first playthrough. I didn't get the hype around Panette. I just didn't get it. But in the words of much of my stream chat, I used her wrong. I used her completely wrong if I didn't think she was good. And to be fair, that's probably the case. She is one unit that does stand out. But my personal experience was that she wasn't incredibly useful, at least in my playstyle. So that's just kind of how it goes with every character in the game. Your personal experience is going to shape how you feel about the character unless you step back and like look at things from like a broader point of view. And when you do that, you realize that the outside factors, things that affect the character outside of their things that make them totally unique, again, such as class, and the things that make them unique are like stats and like personal skills, but all the other things, what you used and did with that outside factors are going to change how good a unit is in your mind, right? So again, I gave you the Lapis example. If you, on your playthrough, didn't give Lapis an emblem ring that really suited her, then she probably was pretty disappointing. And I think that, and it leads to some exaggerated takes that like, oh, this unit is absolutely awful and bad. Where you could have the exact opposite reaction with like a character like Amber was another one that I thought was just awful. I thought he was, well, I didn't think he was awful. It was more his character, but it was really annoying. But I didn't see any reason to really use him. But if you give him the Edelgard bracelet or whatever, he pops off. But guess what? If you give the Edelgard bracelet to just about any physical attacker in the game, they pop off. Because that's just how it works. The Edelgard ring is just really good at creating one really powerful unit. So all that to say, personal experience when raiding units is fun and it's fun to talk about, but it ultimately doesn't paint a clear and full picture of what a unit is capable of. And in Engage, every unit is basically capable of everything. I would say on their like side of the magic strength divide, right? So like that being said, like Citrine isn't gonna be like an incredible warrior most likely, or an incredible wyvern knight, but she can do pretty much any magical thing you need her to do. And you can say the same for someone like Diamant. His magic is not going to carry him into a sage position, but he can do just about any physical class you need him to be. So, yeah, your personal experience doesn't mean everything. It's not the end-all be-all. Another really popular character for a while there was Tamara. Everyone was like, oh, dude, but Sandstorm is crazy. She does so much damage. And I gave her this ring. I gave her the Ike ring or the Hector ring. And I reclassed her into a different class that had incredible strength. And then I gave her all the stat boosters. And then I gave her every bit of experience possible. And then she was insane. She carried me throughout my playthrough on Maddening. And yeah, you could have done that all with a different character, you know. Yeah. Anyways, those are just like this is kind of rambly at this point, but these are just like thoughts I've had as people talking about units and stuff, and other videos people have been posting, or things I've seen in stream chats or whatever. The idea that a unit carried your run is kind of, it's honestly wrong. I think what most people should be thinking of and saying is that, oh, this emblem ring or this class carried my run, because that tends to be more the case. Emblem rings, classes, and inherited skills are what make units good and Engage, not necessarily the unit itself, outside of, again, the few exceptions we named at the beginning, especially units like, Kagetsu, Pendreo, Marin, and Penette. But hey, those are just my thoughts. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. I think we're about 500 away now. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing and helping us get there, that'd be pretty awesome. And I do stream here on the channel at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6. It's crazy. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time, friends.